People, it's me. And I'm here. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the photo shoots that I just did with my band. The band is... That might be bleeped out. I'm not quite sure. We haven't released it yet. But regardless, people, we had photo shoot. And it's something I truthfully have been looking forward to since I was like 15, is doing photo shoots as a vocalist in a band. And it was amazing. I was stoked on it. It was hard at some points. Some points were great. Some points were challenging. There were ups, there were downs. We're going to chat about it in this long format YouTube video that you're going to fucking love. All right, people, listen. I started the day like any of you do. I woke up. I wake up easily, usually. And this morning was no different, baby. One thing that I like to do when I have a day that is potentially stressful is I like to set up the things that I'm going to need to eat. So I took my little smoothie and I set it all up and I set up the water, and I like to do pretty much everything that I can prep the night before I prep. I lay out my clothes. I lay out everything that I'm going to need. I lay out my makeup that I'm going to use. I lay out my blender with the smoothie bullshit and my water. I really do all that. And I feel like what it does is it just lets me know past me cared enough about future me to be nice to future me. And I think it's just a good way of starting things. And I do this all the time. I do this if I have a meeting. I do this if I have like a show. I do this if I have something like that. I want to be nice to myself in the morning. So I do that. And I have my smoothie. And boy, let me tell you, was it good. I started doing my makeup, and that was just a fucking disaster. And I will tell you why. I got some foundation. And I used the Makeup Forever foundation, and it is such extreme coverage. I was shocked. And I really put that shit all over my face. I never really wear foundation, to be clear with you. But I just decided to do it. I don't know why I do these things where it's like I do my makeup all the time. But for this, I wanted to look extra good, so I did new things. Why would I think that that's something I should do? I'm not exactly sure, yet I did it. Anyway, my face looked bad. And then I did my eyes, which I'm good at eyes, so eyes worked well. I'm also good at putting on falsies. I've always been good at it. So I got those little stupid things on, and that worked great. But then I started contouring, which I'm historically not very good at. And it just got worse and worse and worse. I kind of hit a bad point, and I got really discouraged, and I was like, fuck, this sucks. So I stupidly wiped off the bottom here, thinking that would get rid of some of the contour. And it didn't. It just got rid of all the makeup right there, of course. So what I did was I washed my face from like under eyes down and just redid it and put on the smallest amount of foundation you would ever believe. And then contour it, and then I was good. Actually, before this, my girlfriend trimmed my hair for me, which, God bless her. She did that for me, and then then I washed it. So after that, then I did my makeup. So I already had the ball rolling a little bit. So what she said was like, stop doing your makeup, come here and let me style your hair. So she curled it for me, and then she made me fried rice. And this is a weird little thing that I do in my life that I'm not very proud of, but I do it. When I feel stressed, sometimes I want to destroy everything that I'm doing and make it harder on myself in general. I don't know why I do this. So sometimes I won't eat because I know that I'm going to feel a little sick and have a headache, and it's going to hurt me more. And I think I just want to like burn it all down. And, but I made myself eat, and that was obviously a great choice. So I ate this fried rice. It was really good. And then I felt better. And then my hair looked really cute. And then I went there and then I fixed up my little makeup. And that was good. So then I got dressed. This is my outfit. The top was just a real hard thing to figure out because I had this great jacket skirt set from Rose Cut and I wanted to wear it, but the top has always been really hard for me to figure out. And I wanted something that was like a little more dressy for it. So I usually wear this top with it, but I didn't want to wear that one because I don't think it's cut very well. So I tried the top that I'm currently wearing now, but it doesn't look good with that. And then I was going to try this lingerie top, but that felt a little too not the vibe because I knew that the boys were going to be in like band shirts and those kinds of things. So I was like, that feels a little incongruent. So I settled on this top, this black top. And another little shout out to girlfriend that really helped me out here because she was like, oh, we can cinch the little, boob area to make it feel a little bit more structured and fun and dynamic. And that changed it. I was like, that's perfect. And it's so funny because I took maybe 2 weeks and tried to find a fucking top. I went to Crossroads, which if you've ever been to Crossroads, I mean, you'd rather go to the DMV than get into that fucking place. Also, I went to Urban Outfitters. They got it right now. They got great stuff, but they didn't have my stuff. And I went to PacSun. I think I'm going to get some of their skirts. The whole fucking place was just skirts. Anyway, I went to all the fucking places one could go to. And I couldn't find anything. So that's fucking annoying. Anyway, but then the morning of, I figured it out. And I kind of felt like that's what would happen. So then I got dressed. And then I did the most kind of annoying thing. But I think it's the thing that does the most in a photo shoot. It's so cheap. Just to put on some press-ons. And, I've got these. They're just these little press-ons. And I used the little glue strips with a little bit of the nail glue so I can take them off immediately because I have really sensitive nail beds. And if I catch it on something, I'll be in pain for like a week. And I can't do shit with long nails. But I think in a photo, it adds so much. And I'm stealing this directly from Nadia Lee Cohen, who is kind of, I think, my favorite artist, most influential artist to my general approach to art. But I noticed that in like 100% of her photos, her models are always in nails, no matter what they are. And so, yeah, I decided, I was like, oh shit, that's a great idea. So I started doing that because of her. And, but once I put on the nails, I'm incapable of doing anything. So I needed help putting on my little sockies and then literally doing everything. So shout out number 3 to girlfriend. Thank you so much. Then we packed some snacks, things of that nature, and got on the road. Another fun little moment here is that I double bleached my brows because I wanted them icy, yet I burned my skin. So don't do that. And this is my fault, my own fault, because I kept it on forever and it hurt really bad, but I said, I'm going to push through, and I'll tell you what, I did burn it. Then the actual shoot, great. OG was a photographer. She's so fucking good. And she did such a phenomenal job of directing and guiding all of us. This is our first photo shoot together, so I think we're still figuring out the vibes of how it would all work. But it was really fun, and we got some great little shots and had some fun moments along the way.
Damn, Frankenstein hand, dude.
Fucking salad fingers over here.
Someone said someone had Lego hands, and that was funny to me. I will not include it because it's maybe a little bit mean, but it is a little bit funny. And that's what boys will do. luckily, I don't partake in any of the jokes, any of the, ribbing, I suppose, which is really great for me. Yet I can do it as much as I want. It's a fun place where I don't have any real repercussions if I make a joke. But if one of them makes a joke will be made back at them, and then the joke goes back and forth. It seems it's one of the best comedy situations I've ever been in my life. And I think that is something I deserve, since we will be called a female-fronted band for the rest of eternity. And we will be compared to every female-fronted hardcore band for the rest of time. So you know what? I deserve it. Okay, but now on to the actual shoot. OG, great.
Okay, ready? I need you to go in the center.
So I'm a little bit rusty in the modeling division. I haven't modeled in a long time. And I kind of researched some poses that I like and some things I wanted to do and try to get in that headspace, because I think that that's something that's really important for me, is to get into a headspace. And I feel silly doing all this work. And because it's like, they're just band photos, but like I kind of put a lot of work into everything that I do, whether it's like the actual music or the band photo or the performance I want to give in the music video or something. And I feel silly doing the amount of work that I do in the activities, but I know that that's what makes great art. But it's sometimes hard for me to get over that mental hurdle of like, you're wasting your time. Just be you. Just be cool. But I think for me to feel comfortable in a lot of situations, I have to outline my goals and kind of start racking my brain for ideas, So yeah, I mean, I being truthful, like in the beginning, I felt a little bit rusty, and then I kind of got the worms out. Is that what they say when you got worms in you? I got all those different worms out, and then things started to feel a lot better. We did some skyline photos to rep LA, the city of angles, and then we went to Under the Dirty Bridge, and then we did many Under the Dirty Bridge.
1, 2, 3. 2, 3.
And then we found the shopping cart, and then Moy got into shopping cart, and then I got in the shopping cart, and we just had such a great little time in that shopping cart. These were actually, I think, some of our most charismatic, fun photos. We also did little stairwell thing. I forgot that I had a Band-Aid on my hand because I was heating up chicken nugget, but vegan chicken nugget. I'm not vegan, but I try to lower my amount of meat consumption whenever I can. So I eat the Impossible chicken nugget. They're really good. The spicy ones, holy shit, they're good. Anyway, I burned my hand on the rail getting it out. And when I did burn myself, I want to be clear that I didn't even make a gasp. I did this when I burned it. And I ran it under some water, but then I had to put Peppa Pig Band-Aid on it because, I mean, it was a blister. And I forgot it. But then I kind of left because I was like, maybe there's a little bit of character in this thing. Another fun thing I think I did was I layered socks, which I never really do. I never think about layering of socks, but I layered socks, which I liked. I wore my yin yang boots from MCLC, which one of the best purchases I've ever made in my entire fucking life. Incredible. Would recommend get those boots. They go with everything. I have them in black and brown. You'll see them constantly in things I wear. Also, the day was extremely hot. Many sweating going on. And if you know anything about me, you know I love to sweat. I love the heat. I love feeling like I worked hard. And after we wrapped that shoot, we went to Pizzanista. We went inside of that building and got a slice. And I felt so good eating that slice of pizza from Pizzanista restaurant because I worked so hard. And then we went home, and I have no footage of this, but I poured a glass of wine and I think I watched Cheese speedrun Mario 64, the GOAT. And if you don't know about Mario 64 speedruns, holy shit, you're missing out. You got to get into that. The best thing in the world. And so I did that, and then I, funny enough, made a frozen pizza that night because I only got one slice of cheese from Pizzanista, but I did make another one, and I had it, and it was very, very good. And then I lay on the couch, and I had an epiphany that I need to do more physical activity because I am really tired, and I shouldn't be so tired. So I vowed from that moment on in my life that I'm going to start doing some more physical activity. So that happened. And then I would say overall, great time, no negatives. We went to the 7-Eleven and everyone got snacks. I did not get snacks because I brought snacks. I brought water, etc., etc. I'm a bit of a frugal queen, but that's for next time. I think if there's anything I wanted to say a little bit more, it's just how surreal a lot of this felt to me and how I never really thought that I was going to be able to do this, because I think a lot of my time as a musician, most of my time as a musician has been as a drummer. And I feel like as a drummer, you can so easily fall to the back. And I think it's not all drummers do this. Like our drummer doesn't do this. He's a very active participant, very vocal participant. But I think a lot of times you can get that space where you fall in the back. And I think I always wanted to be more of a presence in my band and have more of more equity in the voice and style of the band and things like that. And I just never could figure out how to make it work for me. And then I thought that it just wasn't for me. And I gave up for a long time, truthfully. And then at one point, I was just like, and I think I'm going to make a video about this, but I had this epiphany during Christmas one year where I was like, if I don't pursue this and try this to be a singer, then I'm not going to be happy with myself ever. Because every time I listen to music, I would always play in the movie of my mind that I was the vocalist in that band. You know, like that always was persistent in my brain. And I was like, if I don't do this, try this and at least fail, then I'm never going to be happy with myself. So I think this moment was like a really big one for me because I have modeled a lot, but I've never modeled for like band photos. And I think in a deep way, like in my core, me pursuing a lot of the things that I pursued artistically in my life, like as a photographer, as a model, as a doodler, as a writer, has always been like me really wanting to do this, what I'm doing now. And it feels incredible and surreal, and it feels right, and it feels awesome. So that's that. I'm gonna go have a smoothie now. Okay.